I guess just to kind of wrap things up from last night, in the cold light of day, did you get the performance? Did you get the, individually, I guess, and collectively that you wanted in this last of the 3 July test?
Yeah, look, everyone got to play out of the 32. We had a great young bunch of debutants come on and perform really well. Look, we left a little bit out there. Mark, as you would have known, you watched enough rugby in your time that we probably could have been a little bit better around our finishing. There's probably one thing, kick-offs and finishing, as we've notified, we get those two things right. But in general, the occasion, some of the players that performed last night, I'm really pleased for them.
Scott, and
It's better to come down next.
in general terms, I guess with the level changes and you had a decent old look at some of the other players in your squad. In general terms, have they given you a lot to think about and perhaps challenged you guys as selectors moving forward?
Yeah, that's the whole point of it, depth, isn't it? For people to change your thought, go out and perform. Players put themselves, if they're in good form, and there was some great cameos against a really physical Fijian side. Like it's physical, not even more physical than the England series. A lot of the players said, the ground was firm. There's a lot of big contacts. They've got high intensity. So look, it definitely makes the selection more interesting.
Just lastly from me, I just wonder if you could talk to a couple of guys who I guess had chances and on the surface seemed to play pretty well and take them, and just I guess what you took away from their performances, and that was your centre Billy Proctor and your wing Caleb Clark. What did you make of their performances, and have they particularly given you food for thought going forward?
Yeah, obviously the questions leading quite nicely into great performances. Both of them were great with ball in hand and defensively for the majority of the match. Billy's got a great ability to hit the ball, great running lines. He's a quality defender, and he sets up his outsides beautifully. So he had a great debut, and obviously Caleb's a genuine finisher, isn't he? He knows his way over the line and great aerial skills, and he's getting better defensively all the time as well.
Thank you.
Hey Scott, Ollie here. Are you, just in terms of, I suppose, your first 3 tests in the book and looking ahead to the Rugby Championship, have you seen the progress in this group performance-wise that you were hoping to leading into the Rugby Championship? Yeah,
look, off-field reflects on-field. It's in our preparation with all our leadership, all our management, coaching group and everything. It's been a big month since the team naming. You're sort of looking back, it's a lot's been done, and your true reflection of your environment is how you perform on the field. And look, we're really pleased with Fiji to 5. Not many teams that can keep them down to 1 try. We've let a lot of tries off kicks in the last couple of weeks, and that's something we've got to work on as well. But just the genuine care in our defence has been incredible, and we've learnt a lot, learnt quickly, and look, we can be better. That's the exciting thing. So yeah, very pleased.
And just on Cortez, how's he come through after leaving the field early, and what's the latest on him?
Yeah, good. He woke up well. Doc said he's in good spirits. He obviously couldn't go back on, and he'll go through the next 2 or 3 week protocols to make sure he's available. But he's in good spirits. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. And just what are the next 2 or 3 weeks actually look like for you guys? And do you get together as selectors now to finalise a Rugby Championship squad? Do the boys get a bit of a break? What's the next couple of weeks look like?
We'll get back in our beds and then get into a selection chats sort of Wednesday, Thursday before we publicly press release the team on Sunday for the Rugby Championship. There's some great conversations to be had with some great performances off the back of it. So, and then we get back to the NZCIS on the next Sunday after that before we play, the Pumas in Argentina. So we know a way around that facility. It's another home for us. So you just keep marching on.
Awesome. Thanks, mate. Safe
Cheers,
travels
Ollie.
home.
Thank you.
Hi, Coach. You mentioned the finishing was a bit of a worry, but the attacking shape leading up to it seemed a lot more fluid. How much of that was the Fijians perhaps not being as full on as the English, as opposed to things clicking into place for the All Blacks?
Oh, look, Jamie, yeah, good question. It's probably a balance of the both, to be fair. We're a little bit more courageous in playing a little bit more. We're aware of sometimes the opportunities we didn't take against the English by actually having a crack, and there's points in that test where we did, and we just really focused on making sure that the second test we took all those positives and took it into this and get the boys playing, get them in the right position, get them set early, and take those opportunities, call for it. There's a lot of last pass stuff, there's a couple of little callback by the ref, when those passes stick after what we created, that's the exciting part. So, yeah, we're evolving.
And while it was a lot of chat about the debutants, and rightly so, it was also a pretty big game for Damien McKenzie as well, I thought. What have you made of his last two tests, the progression that he's made?
Yeah, D-Mac's good. He's done own the 10 jersey, own the team, asked and demand of others more. And, I thought he kicked extremely well. I think 6 out of 7 conversions. He, so out of hand, obviously these parts of the game, it's just making he can grow as we all can. But look, he's started to own that jersey, and that's what we've asked from him.
Nice one. And just lastly, just a word on his combination with Bowden there. It seemed to be going quite nicely, those two running 10 and 15. Yeah,
no, exceptional. The combination of how they see the game, how they see the kick space and the opportunity out wide, we're a little bit more square in our attack. And with Bowden out the back, just giving that voice, the combination worked well.
Oh yeah, and sorry, just one last one. I asked on Friday just about what this game means, from an on and off field point of view. Yeah. It looked like a pretty cool occasion on TV. Can you just give us a word about what taking the All Black experience to San Diego was like, and what you're leaving with the people who might not have seen it before?
I tell you, there's a lot of Kiwis living in America. There was a lot of proud people that travelled from a long way, a lot of states to come and be a part of it and cheer that All Blacks. The special moment and event, Americans put on some show. Wow, it's the stadium, the atmosphere. I think I mentioned earlier that like injury breaks, the energy, normally everything sort of just starts to damper down, but it just livened up, and just the music felt like you had a DJ the whole time, and it was good to share that with the American public, the Kiwis that travelled, the passionate Fijian supporters, and to showcase our beautiful game, and how when played well, in the right spirits, it can create an atmosphere like that, and a great occasion.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
G'day, Scott. Jason here. Just back to selection. When you come to put your teams together for Rugby Championship, and you look at the way that the newer guys went yesterday, how do you balance that with with the opposition that they were facing? How do you tell whether Billy Proctor would have done the same thing against England, for example?
Well, someone's got to start somewhere, Piney, don't they? And you got to trust them, and then they step up to it. The first thing is just step up and play well in the test jersey. It asks a lot of you, the jersey. And, as a coach, you've got to set them up. The players have got to set them up, and we're really proud of what all the players did this last week to make sure that they had a successful start, and all the debutants were, did their core role really well. They made an impact where they needed to off the bench, and look, we're just really pleased, and now, look, as you said, it's the combinations, it's the selection of, are they suited for the next test match to win in front of us?
And Rugby Championship, you mentioned next Sunday for that. That is 36 men and or 36 players, 36 men. And how will you decide which positions you add the 4 in?
It's good. It depends on the mix. If we take an extra front rower, how do we run the loose forward or lock position? That's the two areas we're discussing at the moment, and obviously a couple of backs, ones that can play a couple of positions, and we've got without sort of naming names, but we've got a couple actually coming back from one coming back from injury as well. So a bit of a mix of couple in the forwards, couple in the backs.
And just on TJ Perenara, are you expecting him to be available for the Rugby Championship?
He dragged his nose himself, old TJ. Anything the doc says, he minuses 2 or 3 off it in weeks. And look, he's great. He's tracking incredibly well, but he'll be available, yes, we believe, to be named.